What's going on YouTube? My name is Z and I go by ZNA Visuals on social media. I don't want to explain too much at the intro, but basically this is going to be a behind the scenes and walkthrough video for one of my shoots I did out in LA back in March. It was a stylized vintage get ready with me shoot with one model and one hairstylist at a pretty cool luxury mansion in the Hollywood Hills. So I'm going to be coming in and out as the BTS footage plays throughout the video, just sharing my thoughts, camera settings, and a few more tidbits like that. So let's just get started with the video. And of course, thank you for watching.
My name is Megan Vinther. I've been modeling since 2018 and we're ready to make some magic today.
Hey, my name's Kaylin Spooner. I'm the hairstylist for today. We're getting ready to make some magic. You can find me on all social media platforms under my name, Kaylin Spooner, KALINSPOONER.
Alright, so this is a pretty cool mansion that I had access to. One of my connects actually owns this house, so I was able to get some time to use the space. This is my first time here at the studio, so I was a little overwhelmed to be honest, but in one of the pictures I saw that there's like a laundry room, so instead of like doing the shoot in a bedroom, which I thought that has maybe been done before, I decided to, let's just go with the laundry room. And I thought I could edit it in a pretty cool vintage way. And the model agreed. So, we just decided to use the laundry room as the room for most of our photos and the focal point of this photo shoot. So about 9% of these photos were shot on my X100F. It's a Fujifilm digital camera. I shot in color and turned it into black and white in post. And I was also using a Lonzi on-camera flash for some fill light in case I needed it for a few of the shots. So in the laundry room, I had a key light. There was a window in the laundry room, but I used a light bar, which was the Godox LC500R. I positioned it right by the window so it was a little bit motivated, and other than that, I didn't want it to be like I didn't want to hold it as I was shooting, and there's extra space off camera to the right of Megan the model. So yeah, that's just where I decided to put the light. I try to have it match the daylight that was coming through the window, so I believe it was at 5700 Kelvin. And I used the barn door side of it to just get a little bit of silver light. I didn't want to blast the room with light. I still wanted it to be a little bit moody and basically just get like a nice highlight on the side of her body, and also just to help motivate the light that was actually coming into the room from the window. In terms of posing and direction, Megan was great. She was able to just flow naturally, and I don't want to interrupt her vibe, so of course I gave her like suggestions. But really, Megan is a very experienced model, so I was trusting her judgment on a lot of the poses. But I just thought it would be fun to, have her interact with the laundry machine since, we were in the room. In the future, maybe I could have brought some more props. I try to do a little bit of set design with the laundry in the background, just putting some things on top of the laundry machine itself, but I definitely could have probably brought more props, or, it was my first time at this house. I didn't really know what was available. Plus, I don't have access to, my usual supplies that I have here in New York. So I was just really using what we had, which is okay. I still think the photos turned out pretty well. In terms of editing, like I said before, I converted the photos to black and white, and then from there I just edited it into a grungy vintage style by adding in some green and overlaying it with some dust texture, and that was pretty much it. And the rest of the shoot, then we moved into the bathroom. Megan brought this pretty cool bathrobe, so I thought it'd be cool to mix it up and get more variety. To be honest, these photos were a little more commercial than I was going for, which is totally okay. This is when I started using my Sony a7 III in addition to the X100F. In the future, I probably would have just thought more about the lighting to not make it as commercial and a little more moody to match the laundry room vibe. I could have brought in my Godox light bar, but there's already so much light going on in the room. And also, I didn't want to keep Megan and my hairstylist Kaylin waiting, so I decided to roll with the lighting in the bathroom, figure out it in post, which was a mistake. I should have spent a little more time just thinking it through and being more deliberate with how I wanted the lighting to work. But I still liked how the photos came out. They were pretty cool. I could have done more, of course. Could have brought more props. Overall happy with how this part of the photo shoot went. Turn your head this way. Turn your head towards the window. And then to end the get ready with me look with the hair, we decided to do a few quick shots in the kitchen. And we had Megan change into like this business pantsuit look just to tell more of a story. Like she went from getting ready, then she was like in the bathroom, like put on her makeup, and now she's about to get her coffee and leave for work. So a little bit of storytelling. But the thing is, because it's my first time at this house, I didn't know how set the kitchen would be, so there wasn't much to work with there besides like the coffee cup. So in the future, I definitely would have done more set and production design. But you just roll with the punches, and now I know for next time. And I still really like one of these photos. It was the one where Megan was holding the cup by her face, and I stopped down to a very low aperture to get that nice blurry background, and I really love this photo. So moving on later in the shoot, we kept the business pantsuit look. Kaylin had wanted to do a different hairstyle, so I was cool with it. She went with like this fun, airy kind of pony tail look. I don't know exactly what you would call it, but Kaylin is great. So Megan was rocking with it too. So of course I'm rocking with the hairstyle. And so we went to a lower level of the house to use kind of like one of the living rooms and also one of the balconies out there. And so again, this was a mix of the Sony a7 III and the Fuji X100F. And I just wanted to get more variety. And, at this point, the get ready with me shoot was over. And then we were just kind of like shooting using the house because, how often do we have access to this cool mansion? So honestly, there were a lot of rooms to use. So, we just decided, we're just going to pick the living room and balcony. That's going to be like our second look of the day because we would have spent like a long time just trying to come up with, let's shoot in this room or that space. But there's a lot going on in that house. But yeah, try to keep it relatively simple. I didn't want to bring down my light bar, just wanted to use the natural light that was coming, which was plenty in this house. And of course, Megan was great as usual, just flowing through the poses. And then we decided to finish up on the balcony, and it was in the middle of the day, so you have that bright high sun, but I'm just doing my best to direct Megan's face, so we get some nice shadow fall off, and you're not creating all these weird distortions and shadows on her face. And that's pretty much it. If any of you would like a more detailed edit and breakdown of how I edit these photos in a vintage style, then please let me know in the comments below, or reach out to me on Instagram. I'd be happy to do another quick editing tutorial for this style of photos. And of course, thank you so much again to Megan, my model. She's a great commercial actor and model out in LA. And then Kaylin, of course, the hairstylist for this shoot, who's super experienced, have years and years of experience working with all types of hairstyles. So the information is linked down below. So feel free to reach out to any of them if you like them on any of your projects based out in LA. And yeah, thank you for watching. And if you found this video useful, entertaining, or just anything, just please leave me a comment, send me a message on Instagram sharing what you think, and of course please subscribe to my channel. I have more behind the scenes videos coming out with some cool photo shoots, more both what I did in LA and just other photo shoots that I continue to do here in New York City. And of course I'm planning to do just more photography related videos outside of behind the scenes, just like my thoughts and pieces of gear and just photography in general. So stay tuned for that, and thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next upload.